Hello, hello friends. Very warm welcome to my online lecture. In a paper number, this paper called Aquaculture, paper number 15A for BSc third year Aquaculture. In this second unit, we have so far discussed the two parts. The first is the culture methods, different culture methods we have discussed. Number one is paint culture and another one is the cage culture. So in paint culture, we have discussed or we learned that these paint culture activities is not popularized among other states other than West Bengal, Assam and Bihar. Those farmers or those fish farmers in the particular area, they use this technology, but it is the need of day that this technology should be popularized among all the states or across the country. Okay, and later on we will discuss the cage culture. So cage culture is a new avenue, and in marine sector we have number of experiments. We have number of experiments already done, and in freshwater cage aquaculture is very meager. Okay, so this is also a good avenue, and it is very important as far as the increasing the fish production. You know, the captured fisheries is declining day by day, and it is the what you can say it is the alternate for the captured fisheries. Okay, so in cage aquaculture also we have produced a huge amount of fishes by giving more attention towards the cage culture. Means we are monitoring them easily, the management is easy, the artificial food is whatever we have given them, that should be monitored. Okay, and later on after the harvesting, we know the ample or huge fish production may be given by the cage culture. Okay, then this is the first point we have discussed, that is the cage culture, paint culture and cage culture. Then the next point of this unit is the sewage fed fish culture. In that we have discussed the composition of sewage. Okay, then the use in culture means whatever the sewage is there, after some treatment we can use this sewage for the fish culture. Okay, and how we can treat them we have already discussed. Okay, and later on in the particular point, lastly we have discussed the suitable fish species for the sewage fed fisheries. Okay, means the number of fishes we have discussed that should be used, that can be used for the culture in sewage also. Okay, so this is the two points we have discussed. Now in this third unit, the last point of this unit is very important as far as the aquaculture, as far as the fishery is concerned, because it is related to us. Means the title of this point is the man-made hazardous and aquaculture. We know the hazardous, we have so number of hazardous in our day-to-day life. Means the natural hazardous or natural calamities there, but we have discussed here the man-made hazardous. We know the what are the hazardous, because whatever the activity done by us, okay, whatever the activity done by us, that activity is affected to the means it is affected to the water, or the animals or the flora and fauna present in the water, they are affected by our activity. That is called hazardous activity. Means that activity is harmful to the fishes or harmful to the flora and fauna present in the water body. Okay, so see here we have discussed one by one. There is three hazardous we will discuss today. Okay, so in that no doubt the first and very important aspect is the domestic sewage. Okay, so we know the term sewage, it refers to the used water. It is released from our human habitations and industries. Okay, means our houses, from the industries, whatever the water is released, that is called sewage water. domestic sewage. Then it causes what? It causes environmental degradation in view of its poor water quality with high organic load and presence of minerals. Okay, we know this, that point were also discussed in the sewage fed fisheries. Okay, and water is great concern. Water is of great concern to the environmentalists all over the world. Okay, in India, the quantity of sewage produced per day is estimated to be around 3.6 million meter cube, and untreated sewage and laundry detergents coming from the household when added to the rivers, it increases the amount of sulfates, nitrates and chlorides considerably. We know in our day-to-day life we have using the number of detergents, number of soaps. Okay, but when we think about, or when we thought about the detergents or the contents present in the detergents or contents present in the soaps, we are using this in our cosmetic. Okay, so this you can see in this picture. This is the picture of river Godavari, Nanded. This is the picture of Jayvardhan Ghat. It is the real image which I have taken by me. Okay, in the river Godavari. So we can see this picture. One laundryman is washed his cloth in this river. Okay, this is Godavari river. Okay, and directly whatever the detergent he has used, that detergent is released into direct river water. Okay, so in that particular detergent, we know the sulfates, then the nitrates and chlorides is there. Okay, and because of this three contents, or because of the sulfates, nitrates and chlorides, the amount, or you can say that the eutrophication is increases in a water body. I will show a picture of this eutrophication later on in this PPT. Okay, so in this way, the first and very important human hazardous is the domestic sewage. No doubt, it is very. It contains number of soaps. It contains number of detergents, shampoos, or whatever the kitchen waste is there. Okay, and by this the water or the load of this water is very high in the river. Okay, see here, this is the again the example of this domestic sewage. Here the plastic bottles or the other the thermocol is there. Okay, and this is the household equipment or the materials we have just thrown away in the our drainage pipe, and that particular drainage pipe is what you can say by the current of this drainage, it reaches to the river water and it affects the rivers. And no doubt the river is the houses of many aquatic or the flora and fauna present in the river. Okay, and because of this sewage or because of this domestic sewage, this flora and fauna get affected, especially you can say the fishes. Okay, so we'll just move towards the next domestic sewage. Okay, so I have just told you that if this concentration of detergent is very high, in that case a eutrophication or a green mat is present, or the green mat is occurred in the surface of water. You can see this again, this picture. I will show again the whole green mat. Okay, so see here, these compounds favor the growth of algae and producing water blooms, which consume most of the oxygen from water and causes toxic effect. How these organic load is affected to the aquaculture? This is the reason that these compounds present in the detergent, they are the favor of growth of algae. Okay, and it producing what? It producing water blooms which consume most of the oxygen from water and cause toxic effects. Means most of the oxygen present or dissolved from most of the dissolved oxygen is present in the water that can be utilized by this type of algal blooms, and if they are if they are taking more oxygen than the animals, then it is very toxic to the other animals. Okay, and the raw sewage causes depletion of oxygen also, resulting in collapse of the aquatic ecosystem. And organic matter present in sewage is readily consumed by decomposers and detritus feeders, which consume oxygen also in their respiration. No doubt, the organic matter. So organic matter that is consumed by whom? That organic matter is consumed by the decomposers and the detritus feeders. So which they consume oxygen also in their respiration. Means these decomposers or detergents, they are also consuming the oxygen present in the dissolved form. Okay, so by this again the depletion of oxygen is recorded. Okay, then oxygen is further reduced in water, which becomes unsuitable for supporting fish, then the mollusca and other animals present in the water. Okay, and due to bad odor of many waste products, the water also smell bad and becomes unsuitable. So you can see this picture. Again, this is a picture of Jayvardhan Ghat of river Godavari. See here, I will just show you before that. This is the picture I have taken in this Godavari river. Okay, and here only, just the man here is standing here, just away, means from his him we have just taken this photograph near about 20 to 25 feet. You can see this picture. In this way, this water or this detergent water is there, that is released in this river, and you can see this picture. This is the this is the algal blooms, and the term is called eutrophication. I have just come to the eutrophication. What is eutrophication? See, this is the real image we have taken. It is the Godavari river at Nanded. Just it is a picture of the Jayvardhan Ghat region of Godavari river. So eutrophication. What is eutrophication? So eutrophication is a big word that describes as a big problem. How? See here, the harmful algal blooms, dead zones and fish kills are the result of a process called eutrophication. No doubt, we are doing aquaculture for the human sake, for the welfare of the human beings. Okay, but due to this man-made hazardous activity, this species are in danger. They are killed by this type of eutrophication, which occurs when this eutrophication occurs when the environment becomes enriched with nutrients, increasing the amount of plant and algae growth to any water body. Okay, and the eutrophication sets off a chain reaction in the ecosystem, starting with an overabundance of algae and plants. Okay, and these excess algae and plant matter eventually decompose, producing large amounts of carbon dioxide. That's why they are toxic to the aquatic animals or the fishes. No doubt, I have just in previous lecture I have told you that this eutrophication or this green mat is very harmful, because in sometimes this sunlight is not penetrated to the bottom, and if the sunlight is not penetrated to the bottom, what happens? The photosynthetic activities are affected, and if the photosynthetic activity is affected, then the green plants, we have just called them as a producer. If they are not getting the sunlight, then if they are unable to produce their own food, that is called photosynthesis, by using their sunlight. And okay, so, and if they are not able to producing their own food, and they means there is no oxygen. Okay, means their product is oxygen. Okay, so in that case, we have to control this eutrophication, or by taking some actions, or very little amount of just little amount of detergents, or it may be the sewage water, domestic sewage water may be treated before the entry into any river or any water body. Okay, now this is so far the domestic sewage and their effect on aquaculture. Now the next is the agricultural sewage. And now the question is, can agriculture give the sewage water or the man-made? Can agriculture is a man-made hazardous? So in some cases it is yes. How you can see this? The use of pesticide to control agricultural pests is now increasing every day. Number of diseases occurs on crops. We are knowing that the number of diseases they are affect, or number of diseases are present nowadays, and these diseases or the particular pest they are causing the diseases. By controlling them, number of pesticides they are used day by day, and several kinds of insecticides like DDT are used in large quantity to control disease like malaria and filaria. Okay, so again the mosquito control. Okay, then these chemicals are poisonous and are washed into the rivers, tanks and ponds, endangering fish life. And the important pesticides and insecticides are DDT, then the eldrin, then the dieldrin, benzene, hexachloride, endosulfan, Endrex, Foidol, dimethan, and then the phosphomidon, etc. And the chemical fertilizers used in agriculture fields like urea and superphosphates are washed down into fishery ponds and nursery tanks and prove to be harmful to all sort of organisms. See here, just I have told you that agricultural sewage. So whatever the chemical fertilizers or whatever the we can say the whatever the chemical fertilizer or the insecticides, the weedicides, the herbicides, okay, they are using day by day. No doubt that their need is there, but these insecticide or other pesticides, they are their surface runoff water is released to in the river, okay, in the river water or any nearby fishery pond, okay, and it is very harmful to the fishes also, okay. So some studies there indicate that organochlorine pesticide, that is OCs, are far more toxic than organ phosphorus compound, okay. So it has also been shown by laboratory experiments that a mixture containing pesticides belonging to different groups of OPs and OCs are far more toxic to fishes than they are alone, okay. And this is called what? This is called joint toxicity, okay. This is some picture I have just downloaded from the Google Baba, okay. And see here, this is the sources, and this is the DDT insect spray, okay. So the this is very poisonous and the toxic, okay, insecticide. Then the again the eldrin is there, eldrin TC there, okay. Again this is the I have just give here the sources from the picture I have taken from the particular sources, okay. So this type of pesticides and herbicides or the weedicides or the insecticides, they are very harmful to the aquaculture practices, okay. Now the last man-made hazardous is the industrial effluent. So we know that urbanization is very arises this problem. Due to the urbanization, our need increases, okay. Means the need increases, and for fulfillment of the need, the number of industries there increases, okay. See here in India, pollution of river water takes place at various centers of industrialization, chiefly at Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Kanpur, Delhi, etc. These are the nothing but the metropolitan cities in our India, okay. Means the Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata and the Chennai, okay, and where there is a heavy concentration of factories and mills. So whatever the effluent they are coming from the industries, they are just released into the water body. Just see here, when any authority is giving permission to any to start any factory, at that time they just give them instruction that when your effluent is come from your industry, at that time you should treat that particular effluent before it enter into the any water body. But in some cases we don't know what happen, and this type of industries or this type of what the effluent they are entering into the water body, and it get affected or it is very harmful to the aquaculture or the fishes or the flora and fauna present in the water body. So at Mumbai, an example is there, a large number of industries dealing with aluminium, steel industries there, iron, textiles, chemicals, synthetic goods, petrochemical, pesticides, etc. and discharge their highly acidic wastes into the canals and rivers, thus affecting the fishes. Okay, so this is the man-made hazardous, and whatever the heavy metal is there, whatever the effluent from the aluminium industries there, steel is there, iron, textile, chemical, synthetic goods, petrochemical and pesticides, that effluent is directly discharged into the water body and it get affected the fishes. And the main pollution sources are the waste from paper and pulp, textiles, distillery and the chemical factories. Okay. The effect of pollutant extends to several kilometers. So here many kilometers it get affected, okay, and from the site of discharge reducing the plankton and other food of fishes in the affected area. Means here the first and very dangerous or the toxic effect on these fishes is the first, these effluent they vanish their natural food. These industrial effluents, if we discharge into a starting point, okay, at the point these or the particular point when this effluent is enter into any water body, that place, in that particular place, the natural food of the fishes, that is called plankton, they are decreasing because of this toxic material. They are dead. Okay, their production is not good in the particular area, and if the natural food is not in ample quantity, not in a good quantity, then it is very harmful. Then it is very we can see the scarcity of food is there. Okay, that is one of the important point arises here. Okay, so these affected or these food of fishes in this area, they are affected. Okay, and in addition to industrial wastes, domestic sewage from enormous Kolkata population is discharged into river Kulti, causing unfavorable effects to the fish fauna in 20 to 30 kilometer area. Just this is an example of this what the Kolkata city, that they are domestic sewage is discharged into the river Kulti, and it is causing these unfavorable effects to the fish fauna in 20 to 30 kilometer area. Means about 20 to 30 kilometer area is affected due to this domestic sewage that is in Kulti river in the Kolkata. So this is again one picture I have just downloaded from this source. So this we can see this industrial polluted industrial effluent discharging to the canal. So with the help of these pipes, this type of effluent they are discharging into the canal, and that particular canal is the canal is directly attached to the rivers or any water body. So after discharging this type of what we can say, this type of effluent into the water body, it may affect, or this type of here, this is the place where I had just told you that this is the place where the natural food is not there because of this heavy load of this we can see the heavy metal present in the effluent. Okay, so in that particular place where this effluent is directly enter into the water body, this place the natural food of these fishes they are not enough. Okay, so in the modern scientific age, various purposes like heating home, then preserving food, powering industries, fueling transport, and medicine and research. So see here, this is the very important points, that these are all they are used by us: heating homes, preserving food, then powering industries, then fueling transport, and most important, medicine and research. Okay, waste from atomic reactors and plants containing different radioactive isotopes are the most dangerous, which affect the aquatic life to a great extent. Here I have given an example, that is Fukushima is in Japan. I don't remember the year, but in Fukushima there is one power plant is there, atomic power plant is there, and that get what you can say the blast by the tsunami. Okay, and in that particular Fukushima, the atomic reactor, the blast of this atomic plant, it get what we can say it blast. Okay, and because of the particular blast, number of what you can say the radioactive isotopes they are discharged into the near in the particular sea, and many years, or the government of Japan declared that particular regions, please do not make a fish or please do not capture the fishes, because these near about 100 kilometer area of the particular seas get affected by this type of 100 plus kilometer by adding this radioactive isotope into the sea. Okay, and the fish fauna and the flora of the particular region may get affected. Okay, this is an very again example of this particular waste which are again released into the water body. Okay, they cause gene and chromosome mutations and damage body tissue in different ways. So that is the reason why these atomic reactors and plants they are the very dangerous, because They are not causing morphologically, they are not giving a structure or the only morphology of any animal, but it causes what? It causes gene level, it causes molecular level effects, means it causes gene and chromosomal mutations and damage body tissues in different ways. That's why these atomic reactor or the what you can say the radioactive isotopes, they are very dangerous as far as the fisheries or the aquaculture is concerned. Okay, and if the fish is get affected by this type of isotopes, then and that fish, if we consume, okay, if any fish is affected by this type of radioactive isotopes, and if these type or the particular fish we have consumed, that pollutant, that is the radioactive pollutant, they are directly contact with human beings. Okay, and if this fish we have taken, we have consumed, the effect is not only to the fishes, but we are also get affected. Okay, means the whole food chain, the whole ecosystem get collapsed if this type of pollutants they are discharged into the water body. Okay, so this should be avoided, or this should be care should be taken before the this type of effluent they are discharged into the water body. Okay, so then they may accumulate in the body of fishes and other aquatic animals, harming them as well as man who eats them. Just I have told you that the affected fish, if we have consumed, then whatever the problem is there, problem in the fishes, that problem may be arises in the human being also. Okay, then various types of man-made hazardous mentioned above prove to be harmful to the aquaculture, either directly or indirectly, as mentioned below. We have just discussed the domestic sewage, how it get affected. Then the next is the agricultural sewage, means whatever the insecticide, pesticides, or the herbicide, or what the chemicals, fertilizers they are using, that may be affected, and they are also dangerous to the ecosystem, dangerous to the food chain. Okay, it collapses the food chain. And the aquaculture, again, this type of they are directly or indirectly affected. So what are their means what is the how this type of pollutants or this type of man-made hazardous affects here. There is increase in osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure is increases, then the water becomes acidic and pH lowered below 4. No doubt, if this type of effluent is adding to the water body, then the pH of this water is lower and it get up to the 4, means it is an acidic. Okay, then they bring about oxygen depletion. No doubt, all man-made hazardous, it may be domestic sewage, or it may be agricultural sewage, or it may be industrial effluent, all are affected on the oxygen depletion, means they are decreasing of dissolved oxygen in the water body. Okay, then the toxic substances injures the mucous membrane of gills and prove to be fatal by defective respiration. The respiration of fish, they are affected by this type of toxic substances, means they injure the mucous membrane of the gills, and no doubt the gill is very important organ as far as the respiration is concerned, and if this gills get affected, then it is again problematic to the respiration of the fish. Okay, then suspended matter injures the gills, causing mechanical damage to the soft parts. See here, the number of suspended matter is also present in the effluent in the particular man-made hazardous. Okay, and that can be get injured to the gills. Okay, and the mechanical damage of the soft parts of this gill is observed in many cases. Then these pollutants reduces the zooplankton and phytoplankton and other aquatic organisms, thus indirectly affecting the fish by food depletion. We have just discussed that when we and when we discharge this industrial effluent in any water body, the place where we discharge, at that place the natural food is not there, means their phytoplankton and zooplankton number is decreases. So this may, because of this natural food depletion, and it indirectly affecting the fish by food depletion. Means there is no big fish production observed if the natural food is not present in the water body. Okay, then the spawning grounds and nesting material are destroyed, preventing natural spawning of fishes. So here it is very harmful, dangerous effects as far as the fish conservation is concerned. If when these type of man-made hazardous is introduced into water body, the natural breeding ground, natural spawning ground of fishes, they are affected. Okay, number of industries, the hot water mixes to the water body. At that time, again the temperature increases and DO depletion, and the number of nesting or this natural breeding ground is also affected by this type of activity. Okay, so the fish flesh gets foul odor due to certain pollutants and become unpalatable. Continuously, if any fish is continuously living there in a particular man-made or the domestic sewage, or the we can say the agricultural effluent or the agricultural sewage, the particular environment, that the continuous presence in the particular area, the flesh of the particular fish is means their smell is very bad. Means we have said that disgusting smell is come from the particular fish, and it become unpalatable. Okay, the fish is not palatable. Okay, then the sewage and silt bring about an early aging of the lakes and ponds. It is the last and very important effect on the aquaculture. Okay, now there is no doubt that various changes brought about in the ecological conditions of the environment prove harmful and even fatal to the aquaculture. Just we have discussed today in this lecture that the man-made hazardous, it may be domestic sewage, it may be agricultural sewage, or it may be industrial effluent, or the we have just discussed the radioactive isotopes is there. Okay, so with these type of effluent or these type of pollutants, if they are directly introduced into the water body, then their effect is very high, or their effect is more. Okay, and if we want to stop this, or we want to less effect, then this type of sewage or this type of man-made hazardous is, when we introduce into any water body, before introducing these man-made hazardous into any water body, you should treat them. Okay, means this treatment is very important as far as the aquaculture is concerned. Okay, if we want more fish production, if we want to conserve more fishes, and hence you have to take care of this particular pollutants when it get introduced into any water body. Okay, with this the unit second is over now, and I hope this will benefited you. And if you have any problem regarding this unit second, I have just uploaded this video in our YouTube channel. So if you have any problem, then just please ask question in chat box, so I can able to answer you in any time. Okay, with this I will stop here. We will meet in our next unit, that is unit number 3. Okay, till then, goodbye. Thank you.